Right. So I was reading this article this morning about I was actually reading several different articles this morning. I woke up super early. Um you know how like you just be waking up at like 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning and you're just up. Yeah. So I read like several different articles this morning. One was about decreasing birth rates in America. I think they're at like 1.5, 1.54, 1.54 children being born per woman, or like per 1,000 women, something like that. And this is just my honest opinion. I don't know. I guess my opinion is seeing both ends of the spectrum, is seeing both sides of the pendulum. On one end, we have advanced so much as a society that women no longer have to rely on men to be provided for. Therefore, the incentive to have children is realistically no longer there. Which, good thing, you go girl, you're a queen, do your thing. However, on the other side, in order for a society to continue its population, women on average need to have around 2.1 children or kids per woman. So it's definitely like a double-sided coin. And you're basically flipping. I wouldn't even say you're flipping. I think that a lot of women are opting out of having children. They're opting out of being married, I wouldn't even say opting out of being in relationships, because the majority of women are still, participating in relationships, participating in the dating game, et cetera, just opting out of having children, being mothers, being wives. And can you blame them? I mean, if you were able to have your best life for, as soon as you become an adult, if you're able to have your best life for at least 10 years before you have to worry about not having children by the time you're 20, 27, 28, 29, 30, would you do it? Would you delay as long as possible so that you're able to provide a lifestyle for yourself that realistically the average man can? It's like, could you blame them? Right? Now, on the other side, it's not the healthiest thing for the woman or the child to have children at later ages, older ages, on average. In the article, it was talking about how the average woman right now has a child at 27 and a half. That's not healthy. Is it possible? Yes. My wife we had our first child when she was 27 and a half. So like, as I was reading the study, I just thought it was crazy, because we technically fit the criteria. And we will most likely have 2 children. If we have a third, it will most likely be an accident. But would you delay responsibility if you were able to have your best life in the beginning? And I think the majority of people would. So on one end, I cannot blame you. However, I think that at the same time, we all have this duty to society, to contribute to the society that our ancestors have built and that we have the luxury of living in. And since we all have that duty to society, I believe still we should try our best to contribute to it the best that we possibly can. And with that being said, if you're a young lady and you're watching this video, I would recommend that you find a great young man at a young age, 18, 19, 20, 21. And I'm not just talking about finding somebody that you can live your best life with. I quite literally mean find a honest, a healthy young man that's wise, and stick with him. Like, I don't know what terms, the kids are using nowadays, but like the hot girl summers, the most of your friends, like a lot of them aren't the best. They're genuinely not the best thing for you. And I guess having hindsight, like 20/20 vision, being able to look back and seeing how things transition. Like when I was younger, all I wanted to do was grow up. And now that I've grown up a little bit, I see how things happen. And there's nothing new under the sun. I like 100% believe that proverb. So the same things tend to keep happening, and we're trying to find solutions to the same problems. And I genuinely say this from the bottom of my heart. Find an honest young man and stick with him. Don't go here, go there, go here, go there, looking for the next best thing, because the next best thing is where you are. And I'm genuinely learning this principle from investing in stocks, that hopping around ain't gonna do nothing good for you. Find a good company, put your money in it, and keep putting your money in it. And over 10, 20, 30, 40 years, you'll reap the return. That's how men grow, is over time. At 18, we might be childish and we might be boyish. But by the time we're 28, 30, 32, 34, 35, we'll have matured and became. But you're not going to get that behavior from an emotional, irrational young man. You're going to get that behavior from an honest, rational man. And that's what I would urge you to search for. I'm not going to come on here and give you this message about how you have no value, you're not equal, you shouldn't vote, etc., etc., etc. And I know those messages tend to break through the algorithm and get people emotionally stirred up, and that stuff tends to go viral, and this doesn't. But I would genuinely urge you to find a young man and stick with him. And I promise you, 10, 15, 20 years from now, if you're watching this video, you will be thankful that you did that. Now, I'm not saying in long-term relationships and in marriage, you're always going to be the happiest person in the world, because that's not the burden that you bear. The burden that you end up bearing is pursuing purpose over self-desires. And what I'm starting to learn from marriage is that it's completely worth it. I would not give up marriage to go back to being single. And there is a bunch of times when I was like in dating relationships that all I wanted to do was be single again, because I genuinely enjoyed it. My supervisor's calling. But that's all I got for you guys. Until next video.